52 minutes of stability gone. "27 minutes of stability gone." This is absolutely nuts. Let's go through this build. Recently, we uploaded on YouTube the chrono build that I was playing. Now, this build is pretty much the same, so I'm not going to go over all of the stuff that we went over in that last build. The description is pretty much the same in terms of like what you're doing. So just really to quickly go over it very, very quickly. You're giving boons on shadows, and you're giving them before you enter combat. So just before. Ideally, you want your mantra charge, so you have your stab ready to press. If you somehow are in an ambush situation, like you're getting ambushed, then and you don't have your mantra charged, your team won't get stab off shadows unless you press F4. The only thing I missed out on the last guide was this, that this with the trait, you save this for like fuck moments, like oh no moments. Resistance, stun break, 600 radius. Also with this trait, it means it gives stability, so it's really, really strong. On this particular build, we're playing Mirage, so it's the same build as the Chrono Monster build, except no Chrono trait line, it's Mirage trait line. So you're still playing Chaos Inspiration. The traits remain exactly the same. Difference is Mirage, you're playing top, middle, bottom. Self-Deception, which is basically any of your deception skills that you use. If you have clone active, it will make another clone. And also, basically, you're running, you've got Vigor on this. So you can see here, you've got Vigor on Shadow here. So extra Vigor, more dodges. You're also running this trait line, middle. Mirage Mantle, and that's basically for extra boon with the sword on the ambush skill and extra alacrity on the staff ambush skill. So you're playing sword, shield, staff. You need weaponsmith training to enable you to use the shield whilst being Mirage. And then obviously you get movement speed. I keep saying obviously all the time. Obviously. It's not obvious. Maybe it is. Maybe it isn't, but I should stop fucking saying obviously. Speed of Sand. Mirage Cloak increases your movement speed by 66%. Maybe I should just read the tooltip. It doesn't say obviously, does it? Obviously it doesn't. Sand Shards. Strike nearby foes, removing a boon from them. Gain a copy of any boon removed. That's kind of pretty strong. The only reason you would play this build is because of this. This trait is absolutely cracked. The boon removal priority is as follows. Aegis, Might, then Stability. We've been playing this today, and in the small fights that we had that lasted maybe a couple of minutes, we were able to rip 50 to 60 minutes of stability. Because of the current meta, there's tons of stab, so it's just more to rip basically. It's actually cracked. It's been around for a couple of years. No one's played it. Some people played it. We tried it back in the day, but with the combination of the buffs from Inspiration and Chaos and the meta and how it plays, this is absolutely insane, combined with some sigils, some traits, and some food, relics, make a big difference. If you need to like go through all this build and you want to understand how it plays and stuff, it's literally the same as my last build video for Chrono, for the S tier Chrono build, so you go check that out on YouTube. The only difference is you've just got to manage your dodges. You've got to know when you can go in, when you can't go in. You've got to get in close because this Sand Shards radius is only 180, so you got to get in close. To get in close, you can give yourself boons before you go in. You've got Distortion if you need it. You have Sword 2 if you need it. You have Block if you need it. And you can actually cast your skills in front of you. So you can like dodge. You take the other one, Sword 2, Distortion, Heal skill. Heal skill is kind of a little bit of a, you have to wait a little bit. Then you get the mirror, and then you can use it. So you have 2 mirrors on this. One with this one with this one. False Oasis is the heal. Crystal Sands is your like another deception skill. But yeah, you're boon ripping with. You can remove CC. You can CC and remove some boons. You can remove boons with auto attacking. You can remove boons with the ambush skill on sword. You can remove boons with Nullfield, and obviously with your dodge, which enables Sand Shards. Resistance, super speed, everything's the same as the Chrono build, pretty much. You're just not having the disable slow. You're not having the Alack on Shatter. You're having the Alack on Ambush Staff skill, which is very good, by the way. And you're not getting the quickness on Shatter. So you're losing quickness. So really, you play this alongside Chrono or alongside a decent party. It isn't, you know, you're not giga cleansing, you're not giga healing. So you will still need support. If your team has got some gamers, you should be okay. And if you aren't, well, I guess you'd have to play another build and try and adapt. But ideally, if you can play this, you've got to play this. It's really, really strong. It's really strong. We're playing Radiance runes instead of we played on the Chrono build. We played water runes. You kind of miss a little bit of boon duration. I think just a little bit because of the food choice. Because I'm playing the dodge food, so you lose out on the concentration on the food. So you've got givers here on the chest. Everything else is minstrel. So I kind of make that up with the givers. A little bit of boon duration. Yeah, getting 100% is... There you go. With regen, because of the trait. This is still not been nerfed or whatever. Chaotic persistence. It's cracked. 250. Concentration, 250 expertise. I'll put the build link somewhere, either on my Discord or in the description of the build. Same as before. Concentrations, infusions. And stamina energy sigils on both weapons. It's a must. Relic of Adventurer, very, very strong as well. Relic of the Adventurer, you get some endurance, which means more dodges, more strips, blah, 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 blah. When you use your heal skill. Stamina sigil, your endurance is refilled each time you kill a foe. So just more dodges, more strips. Energy is weapon swapping endurance. Another dodge when you weapon swap. There we go. Pay attention to your weapon swap cooldown. So you know when it's ready and when you can play a little bit spicy, and then you have another dodge. Anyway, you guys are fucking professionals. You know, all you need to see is the build, and then you just know, you're just gaming. You just know what to do. I don't even need to explain, do I? You know what's going on. If you're watching this, guys, don't forget to like and subscribe to the YouTube channel. It's free and helps me out a lot. We might possibly have too much endurance gain on this build, but sometimes you're going to need it, sometimes you don't need it. If you're snowballing and the fights are easy, obviously you're not going to need all this shit. But if the fights are harder, you're not making as many kills, you're having to dodge to evade the damage rather than dodging to strip boons, then these things will help you survive. Rotating Chaos Aura, you give 4 seconds of Chaos Aura. Rotating the combos actually are even easier and more on Mirage because you have this skill here, the leap with the auto attack. So when you dodge, you get a new skill called an ambush skill. And as you can see with the trait, it's going to remove a boon, but it's also a leap finisher. So you can actually get more Chaos Aura with Mirage than with Chrono because you can leap through this shit like no tomorrow. So Ethereal Field, whatever you want to call it, Shield 5 and Null Field. And then you've got your F2. So you don't need to leap through anything with F2. F2, you just use it. That's the trait. And then you've obviously got Star 4, Star 5, Star 2. And then you can swap and stuff like this. Dodge. Spam 1. A little tip for you. If you're in Sword and you need to dodge to rip boons, sometimes you won't want to leap. But sometimes you do want to leap. Obviously, if you target an enemy, you're going to leap towards the enemy. Without a target, you're going to leap in the direction you're facing. So just be careful with that. You can use it for mobility. Or you can use it to chase an enemy. Sword 3, obviously, immobilize is very good. Still very good. Double tap that. Very, very good. You can block. Then you can dodge. This skill has deja vu. So if you get attacked and you block an attack, you'll then get the flip over skill. You have to use it again. So you can actually like block, dodge, rip boons, and then block again. Also, if you want to dodge rip boons while CCing, that's really good. So you can do this. You can sword 3 through it or whatever. You can leap through it. And then you can dodge. So you can like land your CC. As you're stripping stability. Before I forget, the food. You're just playing concentration, the same food as the Chrono build. The only difference is the food is the meat stew, Orion truffle, and meat stew. Yeah, same as before, boys. This build doesn't change. Enemies pushing you, give boons. If you're pushing, give boons. You can literally play. The play style of this is super aggressive as well. Like, that's one more thing to mention. You should go hard with this playstyle. Like, you should go in. You should go crazy with this build. Because you have so much survivability. But it depends on who your commander is and how the fights are going. Sometimes this build won't pop off. because of the way that your team's playing or your com's playing, you won't be able to pop off. And therefore, you might be better off playing something completely different with range strips. Majority of fights are very, very, very aggressive on top of each other. Lots of crossing. Sometimes just AFKing. Enemies pushing on you or you're pushing on the enemy. If you've got any questions, drop them in the comments section or message me on Discord. Join the stream as usual. Thank you for watching.